Hi friends, welcome to my channel, and this is Windows Server 2019 training tutorial, and this is number 11 video in this series. And today in this video I'm going to show you how to install and configure file server on Windows Server 2019. So basically file server is going to be a type of server where you create a share folders, you give the path of share folders to users, and you can you control those share folders by using the NTFS permission, to whom you want to give read write access, to whom you want to modify access or full control access. So centralize everything is going to be controlled from file server, and all the data of users going to be stored in file server, and different type of users can access their those share folders, and they can work on it. So we are going to see how we can do that, and how to install and configure file server role. So let's get in. So this is my infrastructure which I am using in this video. So we have one domain controller, one file server, and two client machines. So my domain controller is Win2K19 DC01, which is my Active Directory and DNS server. You can see the domain name is victorinfosol.local. So this is my files domain controller. So let's verify. So here you can see Win2K19 DC01 victorinfosol.local. IP address is 192.168.0.201, and this is holding my Active Directory and DNS role. And the second server is my file server, which is Win2K19 FS01. So this server is not yet commissioned. I have just installed a bare metal machine here. You can see this is a brand new machine. I have not renamed it. This machine is not yet joined in my domain. So this is freshly installed machine. So we are going to configure this machine as given here, and rest we have two virtual machines which is working as a client machine. So Windows 10 and Windows 8.1 enterprise machine. So let's see here. So this is my Windows 8.1 machine, which is joined in my domain victorinfosol.com, and I have logged in with my domain account, which is user01. If I go here and type who am I, so this is my victorinfosol user01, and this is my Windows 10 machine. So this machine is also joined in my domain victorinfosol.local, and if I go here and see who am I, so you can see I'm user 2 of victorinfosol. So both user account is created in my AD here. If I go on my Active Directory server, Active Directory users and computers, so you can see here all the users account, and in workstation I have both the end user computer machines is added here. So now we are going to configure this machine, and we'll install file server role. So before going further, we have to understand the NTFS permission. So NTFS permission is a type of permission where you control who can do what with a share folder. So basically NTFS permission are comes with these type of control, like full control, modify, read and execute, list folder content, read and write. So you can see all the different type of NTFS permission which you can delegate to your users or group of users, or a security group. And on the behalf of security group, they are going to, or users who behalf of their NTFS permission, users are able to access those share folders, and they are able to work on those files on which they have proper permissions. So the full control, as you say, allow users to read, write, change and delete files and subfolders. So basically, in addition, users can change the permission setting for all files and subfolders. So if you allow someone full control, they are able to do anything with files and folder and even subfolder, and also they are able to change the permission, like if you give someone full permission, full control, they are able to modify the permissions of their share folder later on if they need. And modify allow users to read, write of the file and subfolders. Also it's allowed to delete the folder. So if you give someone modify permission, they are able to read and write, also they are able to delete the folder. So modify, you have to be very clear. If you are giving someone modify permission, they are able to delete the folders of files. So and read and execute, allow users to view and run executable file including script. So if you give someone a read and execute folder, they are able to view the files and they are able to execute those files. If you have saved some PowerShell script or command pro batch file, they are able to read and execute those scripts. And list folder content, so this is something you can understand by name, permits view, and a listing of the files and subfolders, as well executing the file inheritance by folder only. So this is going to be allowed to list basically this permission is going to be allow users to list the files and subfolders, whatever content is there in that folder. And read allow users to view the folder and subfolder content. So this read permission only allow users to read a file, they are not be able to write anything. And this is allow users to add files, and subfolders allow users to write the file. So they are able to write something and they are able to um, create and delete create files and subfolders also. So these are the security NTFS permission which you have to take care whenever you are working with a file share and you are going to assign some NTFS permissions to users. So now we are good to go and configure this machine. So the first thing, I have to configure IP address here. So I'm going to configure IP address on this machine. So my IP address is going to be 192.168.0.202, and then gateway is 192.168.1.1, and I'm going to set my DNS 201, which is my here domain controller to join this machine in domain. And then I'm going to type my router address to get the internet. So this is done, and now I'm going to disable the administrator security, and then I'm going to go and rename this machine win2k19fs01 and join this machine in domain. So victor infosol.local, and type the password for this account to join this machine in domain. So welcome to the victor infosol.local domain. So we are good, and now I'm going to reboot this machine. Now I'm going to create one user account here and give it administrator access. So I'm going to create a user called fs admin. This is going to be our file server admin. And I'm going to set password never expire. And you can see this machine is now joined here under the computer. So I'm going to move it to correct folder. So I'm going to move it under India servers. Now this machine is moved in correct place here, and we have a user account ready to log into this machine. So file server, so this is rebooted now, and I'm going to log in by this account. So fs admin, and I'm going to type the password for this account. And this is the administrator account for file server only. So I have logged in with this account, but this account does not have administrator rights on this computer, this file server. So I'm going to add this by using opening the computer management. So we have to, like, if I go here and add fs admin, it's going to, when I click apply, it's going to say access denied because the user which I have logged in, fs admin, does not have permission to add this. So you have to add this account. To do this, I have to open command prompt computer management as an admin. So I'm going to open a PowerShell as an admin, and I'm going to type my administrator credential for this domain. And So this way I'm going to get the administrator access to this machine, and I'm going to type comp mgmt and then go to user groups and add the FS admin. So we are good, and now this FS admin going to have a administrator access on this machine. So I'm just going to log off and log in this computer again by FS admin. So this is going to get the administrator access to this machine, and then we are good to go. And so hide this, and now if I go here, and now this is good, and click on manage. So this machine is now completely joined in my domain, and we have configured this way. So now we are good to go and install the file server role. So from the server manager, manage, add role and features, click next, and then role based and feature based installation. So file server is going to be role based installation, so select your server, and then we have to extend this file and storage services. So extend this, and then you will get file server, and they have multiple advanced options also. We are going to see all these things also one by one. So for now I'm going to focus on file server. So before this, if I go here on file and storage, you will be able to see here you will not get shares creation um, panel. So after the installation you will get. So I'm going to install a file server role first on this machine. So this is not require a reboot actually, so we can do it without reboot. So let's wait for this to get the installation completed. So this is a small installation. It's going to take few seconds only, or less than a minute to get the installation done. So installation succeeded, and now you can see here the shares button from where you can create a shares. So I'm going to close this, and now if I go to shares, you will be able to see the create file share is there. So before proceeding further, I have to check like if you are planning to have a dedicated file server disk. So most of the time file server have their dedicated disk for the saving files and saving the share folder. So I have added one disk here, so I'm going to make it available to this file server. So this is 300 gig disk, so I'm going to make it available and initialize disk in GPT. So you have to make sure if you input it in MBR, it's not going to increase over 2 terabytes. So I'm going to use the GPT, and then I'm going to create one volume here and call it like shares, and click next and finish. And now the D drive is available here, so this is good. Now we can go here and create a share folder. There are multiple type of share folders. So NFS we can't create because we have to install NFS and file server resource manager, these stuff. So NFS we can ignore. We can create a application data which can be like Hyper-V, certain database or other server application. We cannot create advanced because it's required to have a file server resource manager installed. The thing which we can create is a quick, which is suitable for general file sharing purpose, and we can configure advanced option later on by using the properties dialog. So this is good. Click on next, and where you want to save that folder. So we have to refresh this because we are not getting D drive here. So I'm going to refresh this once. Again it's going to load the data. So now if I try quick, and then you will see here D drive is there, so good, and click next, and the share folder, call it like users data, and the physical path is going to be, you can see here local path will be D, it's going under share users data, and the share path which can be accessed from users computer, which is going to be fs01 and user data. So this is good, and this is one of the most important feature, enable access based enumeration. So by enabling the access based enumeration, you are going to give the users who have at least read only or equivalent permission, they are able to see these folder, otherwise the folders are going to be hide from them. So this is good feature. And we have caching share enabled by default, and if you want to encrypt this folder, you can encrypt in these folders also. So we are going to see this in separate videos. So click next, and these are the default permission of this share folder which we are going to create under the D drive. So uh, if you want to change, we can later on also change. So I'm going to click on next, and then we are going to create this folder. So you can see the folder is created, and you can use the see the type, some SMB, and cluster available, not cluster. So this is this thing. Now if I go to users, you will be able to see what we have a share permission. Like advanced sharing, you can go and you can say the share permission everyone have full control. So this is okay, and you can enable the caching also if you want to enable or disable. So the thing which we are focused as security. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give users here permissions. So I'm going to give my user 01 read and write permission. Ideally, if this user having read and write, they can create folder, modify, but they are not be able to delete. So, and the second user, I'm going to add user 02. I'm going to give it modify permission. So user 2 will be able to create folder and delete also. So I have given these folders read, write, execute to user 01 and user 02 modify. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create some folders here like user 01. I'm going to create user 02, and now if I go here, open notepad, and I am going to create one folder here, file here, call it like save as. I'm going to save it under here, so call it user 01 and save it. And I'm going to create one more folder here. So user 01, and then I'm going to create one more folder here and save as here under user 02, call it user 02 and save. So we have created two folders and two files here. So now we are going to access this folder, and we'll see how we can, like, users can access. So this is the information and the share folder path. So I'm going to access from user 01 first. So into K12FS, I'm going to hit enter. Then I'm able to see the folder. So this is good. And if I go under the user 01 and I try to delete it, let's see what happens. So it's going to see say you require a permission FS to make changes. So basically we don't have permission, so that's why, because we have only read and write permission. So if I go here and create a new user 01 and I type something test only and save it, and let's try to delete this folder now. So you will be able to see I am able to delete this folder because I was the owner of this folder which was created by me, so I can delete those folders. So if you have a read, write, execute folder, you can only able to delete the folders or files which you are created by you only. So like for this, I'm able to delete it. So, and now let's see from user 02, this is my user 02, and if I access the share folder from this machine, went to K19 FS01, and if I go here and try to delete this file, I'm able to delete it because I have here, if I go here and I'm able to see I have modify permission. So this is why, and you are able to see I'm not getting full control, or I'm not be able to change this permission because I don't have rights to do it, because I have modify access only. So, and if I try to delete this folder, I'm able to delete. So if you have a modify permission, you are able to delete and of files and folder. And now let's change this share folder permission to, for user 01 I'm going to change it to full control, and then we are able to see what is going on with this folder. So for 01 I'm going to change it to full access, full control. So now it's going to apply to the all the files or folder which is available there. So might be sometime it's going to take some time when you are going to apply such permissions. So now click OK, and now if I refresh this and see the permission again, I got the full control. So if now I'm going to delete this file, I'm able to delete it because I got the full control permission, and also I'm able to change the permission for other users. Like for users 02 I'm going to modify the permission from read write to from modify to only read write. So you can see what I have done. Just I have changed the permission for this folder for user 02. So this is going to take some time to apply it. So now if I go here and check the permission of this folder, I will be able to see, like for user 02 I got read write, and these permission on modify has been removed. So this is how we can install and configure file server, and how we can play with the NTFS security permissions while giving the share folder access to end users or group. It's going to work on a NTFS permission is going to work same if you assign to any specific security group or any specific user. So this is all about it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me on my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.